You're listening to Don't Touch My Berde, the podcast, an all-inclusive podcast for green-minded Pedros, hosted by the Couple fans, Archie, CJ, Eman, Sam, and Shan, boldly talking about updates concerning nature. This is Don't Touch My Berde.
OMG! Kinig nyo yun?
Ang alin?
Ay, mukhang naka-Spotify Premium.
I don't remember us subscribing to Spotify Premium naman
Wait lang guys, ako lang to, okay? Huwag kayong masyado. Shanika lang ito.
Anyway, we are the Couple Fangs and welcome to the pilot episode of the podcast for the green-minded. Don't touch my Berde. Hey!
Okay, I feel like we owe you an explanation. Green-minded kasi has always been a connotation here in the Philippines as to having a dirty mind. But it actually has a different meaning that we want to push forward. That is being ecologically
So,
conscious.
sinong pabibo yung nag-come up niyan, Mari?
Daming alam.
Joke lang.
Yes,
As
naman.
advocates of the earth, we don't have much time to reverse the effects of global warming. It's a big issue, so we want to grab your attention. Effective naman, di ba?
Mas effective pa sa skincare ko.
Yan, dapat lang.
Dapat lang, grabe. Pero alam nyo, I'm excited ha.
So,
Yung
okay
laptop ko.
besties, what is up with Mother Earth ba recently?
Actually, I want to bring something up. It happened not so long ago. Just last week, merong trending video of an eye-shaped fire in the middle of an ocean. I guess nakita nyo na siya.
Yes. Nakita ko yun sa Twitter. Isn't it CGI?
Yeah, and it looked like a scene taken from the apocalypse din, no?
No, unfortunately, hindi siya computer-generated. What we saw in the circulating video was what happened in the waters of Mexico as it is, untouched. The company responsible for that bizarre imagery was Petróleos Mexicanos.
Ay, nako, gosh. Uy, I cannot na talaga with the happenings na sa world, guys. Pero anyway, naagapan ba agad yun? Kasi according dun sa balita, it was because of a 12-diameter pipeline underwater. And I cannot imagine how they were able to put out a fire that's happening underwater. Like,
Yes.
it's already underwater, diba? So it's supposed to put out itself kasi nasa water na.
Oo nga.
They released a statement. So on Friday at 5 in the morning, the fire broke out. It wasn't until 10:45 that they managed to put out the fire with water and nitrogen. The pipeline was now closed and the company assured an investigation. In a tweet, the head of Mexico's Oil Safety Regulatory Agency, Angel Carrizales, said that what happened did not generate any spill.
How
Pero
true is that?
yeah, hindi in-explain ng kumpanya actually kung ano yung lumilihab sa dagat. Yung pahayag naman ni Carrizales, tinaasan siya ng kilay ng mga eksperto. One of them being Simon George, an organic geochemistry professor at Macquarie University in Australia. He says na for the fire to be that big and to last long, there must be a flow of gas sustaining it.
Actually, man, I read about it. Let's say now they were telling the truth, na it had very little to no damage at all. I still think that we should be
Yes.
alarmed. The act that they were doing, extracting fossil fuels, that itself is something na dapat kabahalan natin.
Definitely.
The UN has already called for us to limit our carbon emissions, to not exceed beyond our carbon budget. We should not exceed by 1.5 degrees Celsius by 2030, and we only have until said year to pull out an unreverse cord to climate change. We now have a remaining budget of nearly 300 gigatons of carbon dioxide at the start of this year, according to Climate Work Australia.
This is not the only case out there ha. There are multiple instances of this happening all over the globe na hindi lang natin nakikita. And I personally don't think that we need something as visual as this. Kakaligo ko lang, the AC's turned on, pero yung pawis ko,
you
tumatagaktak sa bilis.
Sana naka-AC.
Totoo.
Pero sana all naka-AC.
Pero teka lang ha. Itong si Mari Cake Sam, may
Hep, hep,
dala-dalang
hep.
papel today.
Damay na
All
naman
these
ako.
papel. Pero wala ka pa rin papel sa buhay mo.
Foul yan, CJ.
Grabe ka, girl. Pero alam nyo ba, para talaga yan kay Eman. Kaya
Foul.
Eman, ilag ka.
Foul.
Di yan foul, oy.
Hi Josh.
Wala, nag-name drop. Oh my God.
Alam mo pa na yung But, as we all know na ang paggamit ng face mask at face shield ay isa sa mamahalagang protocol sa panahon ng pandemya, di
Definitely.
ba?
Yes, true talaga.
Kaya dito nga sa Davao Pero we can get careless and irresponsible sometimes, which reflects in the way we dispose our waste. Tapon dito, tapon doon, tapon
A
everywhere.
toxic culture.
True lang talaga,
And
bestie.
on that note, marami nitagpuan na face mask at face shield sa Panigan Tamugan watershed kamakailan lamang. Hindi lamang sa watershed, pati na rin sa mga kanal, ilog, dagat at iba pang anyong tubig in the area na maaring maging sanhi ng ating sakit. Sadly, umabot ng 52,000 metric tons ng medical waste ang nakalap sa Pilipinas mula nagsimula ang pandemya.
Ang dami.
Akalain mo? 52,000 metric
More than a lot,
tons?
actually.
That's a lot, bestie. Grabe.
Super
ang dami.
talaga. And these materials have plastic in them. Ayon sa DENR, and I guess it is a common knowledge, the improper disposal of these materials ay nakakadulot ng hindi mabuting epekto sa aquatic life, pati na rin sa
Yeah, the
ating kalusugan.
turtles. Save the turtles.
Pero Mare, the use of face shields are causing controversy, ah. Well, according to a study in the American Journal of Infection Control, wearing a surgical mask daw along with the face shields provides statistically insignificant protection against aerosolized particles compared to wearing a surgical
Very
mask.
interesting.
That's interesting.
And to add pa ha, face shields aren't perfect daw talaga because of the lack of a good seal around the face, which could allow aerosol penetration. And also, they might cause fogging or glare daw. And to add, face shields might provide eye protection when worn as a supplement to the mask, but the role of the eyes in transmission of SARS-CoV-2 is not well established talaga.
Hassle.
Yeah.
As in. Pero, aside technicalities, it is also controversial for being anti-poor as per Esco Moreno.
Nako, tungkol dyan sa anti-poor bestie, like Yorme said, mahal na daw talaga ang face shield para sa mahihirap. At totoo naman talaga yun. Napapansin ko nga dito sa amin ang daming mga batang kalye na nagre-recycle ng mga face shield dahil nga wala silang pambili. So we have this information with us. Why could not the government just let go of the face shield
Point
policy, diba?
made.
Super! And we can think of reasons, pero we have very little time to dwell into that.
Kung hindi lang sana irresponsable ang ibang tao, at kung alam lang sana nila ang proper disposal ng mga PPEs, maiiwasan sana ang ganitong insidente. Tsaka bukod dito, ang PPE ay considered as biologic material. Maaaring nagdadala ito ng biological agent na SARS-CoV.
Yes,
Kaya mas
yes.
napapadali
Yes.
ang transmission
And
ng
to add pa
COVID-19.
ha, the government should be wise in imposing protocols din kasi quite frustrating na different bodies are releasing statements that oppose each other. Kasi ang dali lang naman gumawa ng group chat, di ba? So bakit di nila gawin dun sa messenger?
Spill.
Kaka-frustrate.
Don't touch my Berde, the podcast. Want to know more about us? Visit us on our social media accounts under the handle @Berde Gulay. For this part, we invited over students from the MLS department to join our conversation. Say hello to Alexis, Eman, Jigs, Shanaz, Hanefa, and Grisel. Welcome to the show, you guys. So, Alexis, kick it off.
Kung pag-uusapan natin ang innovations, there was this one sustainability innovation that really caught my attention, Aureus.
Never heard of that.
Mukhang bago yan ah. So, tell us more. Ano ba yung Aureus?
Aureus or Aurora Renewable Energy Sequestration is a wall or window evolution that employs technology made from upcycled fruit and vegetable scrap, ways to absorb UV light and convert it to clean renewable energy.
Wait, like upcycling as in reusing waste to create valuable products, ganon?
Yes, you're right. Ginagamit nito ang crop waste from farms. And ayon sa Food and Agriculture Organization, ang estimated amount ng global waste ay around 1.6 billion tons yearly.
That's a
Ang
lot.
dami. Ang dami.
Yes, so this innovation brings about sustainability on a full scale. At isa pa ha, this harvests UV lights regardless of the weather. Mainit o mapaulan man, this system says go kahit man anong panahon pa yan.
Oh, interesting ha. So, how does it work?
Actually, nabasa ko tong article na to. The Aureus is inspired sa kung paano nabubuo ang Northern and Southern Lights.
Like yung Aurora Borealis?
Yes, exactly. The high energy, which is gamma and UV rays, is degraded to a low energy state by the luminescent particles in the atmosphere. So, basically, ang system ng device ay nakabase sa concept na to.
Okay,
Promising.
okay.
Moreover, di ba yung solar panels and solar farms are built horizontally and never vertically? It takes too much space. So, dito sa Aureus, we can now do it vertically na.
Yes, that's right. Kaya nga it is now possible to cover buildings and skyscrapers and effectively turn them into huge vertical solar farms.
Amazing ha? Okay. Talaga naman kapaki-pakinabang ito. Tutal na pag-usapan niyo naman kung ano ito at paano ito magagamit meron akong gustong imungkahi sa inyo. So the
Imungkahi talaga, ha?
invention has to be environmentally benign and sustainable. Maigi the creator collects UV light using a substance made from 100% recycled waste products from vegetable and fruits. Take note ha, it has no additives.
That's cool.
Ooh.
Galing. At ito pa ha, farmers also benefit from the use of these waste products, most especially that recycling agricultural solid waste has numerous advantages, including reduced greenhouse gas emissions and the usage of fossil fuel.
Very nice to hear.
Yes, I agree. With the reuse, we can now upcycle the crops of the farmers that were hit by natural disasters, such as typhoons na always natin naranasan dito sa Pilipinas.
Oo, at sa katunayan nga, kilain mo yun, protektado na rin ang mga tao sa mga negatibong dulot ng climate change, especially by employing this invention on infrastructures to store UV radiation. So this concept grew from a basic desire to capture UV light,
UV light.
para ma-improve daw ang solar technology sector and also contribute to creating a sustainable and regenerative environment. On a final note, Arias repurposes fruit and vegetable waste, bringing new life to resources that would otherwise be discarded. And I thank you.
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, kanta.
Uy, we also discovered a new innovation.
What's
I
that?
stumbled upon this article that is very interesting.
Uy, ano yan? Share mo naman.
Oo nga, share naman dyan.
Oh, ito na, share ko na. Kasi there is this grocery store called Waitrose that is based in UK na gumagamit ng food waste as fuel para sa delivery vans nila.
Uy, parang nabasa ko rin yan, kaya makikisali ako.
Ay, may mga sumasapaw.
Yes.
Joke. Anyway, back to the topic tayo. So yun na nga, Waitrose, a food distributor of John Lewis and Partnership, engineered delivery vans that are fueled by biomethane from food waste na nagsiserve as an alternative to fossil fuels. This company aims to promote cost-effective strategies in reducing carbon emissions for the benefit of every humankind and to alleviate possible impacts of the climate.
Wow! So from trash to treasure ang peg?
From rags to
Inter-
riches.
Interesting nga. Continue please.
They actually have to create specially engineered engines for them to use it. Eto kasi yan. So, it first starts with food waste, and it has to undergo two procedures. The first is to develop the methane content, and the second is to make it usable for the engines.
So anyway, maiba tayo. I would like to commend Waitrose for making this kind of innovation kasi it does not only benefit the environment but also the people, di ba?
Wow.
Well, since I find it interesting, I searched for the benefits of this project and these are what I found. So to start off, since the fuel is sourced from trash, it is generally cheaper. So mas makakamura ang kumpanya because the cost of sourcing biomethane from trash is cheaper than the total cost of diesel in the market. Aside from that, makakaiwas na din sila sa pagbayad ng estimated amount of $186 for landfills. Like, ang mahal, di ba, para
Wow,
sa
galing
landfill
naman.
lang.
Tama. I agree.
Wish I had that amount of money.
Yes. And another benefit is that since recycling is utilized, we can now finally reduce the amount of trash that are thrown into landfills, hence reducing the risks of the environmental hazards it may impose on us.
I totally agree dyan sa sinabi mo, Shanaz. Hindi nga lang talaga ang kumpanya ang makakapag-benefit, kundi pati na rin ang mga tao. Kasi kapag ganun, na-reduce na ang risk ng environmental hazard, such as atmospheric hazard.
Yes.
Makakaiwas na ang mga tao sa ganung bagay dahil sa innovation tulad nito.
Yeah, isn't it amazing na naisip nila yun? Turning useless trash into treasure? Although, it would be really interesting to see multiple companies utilizing this kind of innovation. And we're all pretty sure dying to see what the end of this result is.
Yes, that is correct. We do hope that all these innovations will contribute to the development of our safe future.
Nanganganib ata kami as hosts.
Guys.
Ang husay. Pero before we wrap this up, Shanaz, any final word?
Yes, so it is truly moving to see that many people are taking initiatives and conducting research that are helpful for our sustainable development. Sino
Agree.
makakapag-isip na ang mga bagay na palumuti na sa kalangitan at mga bagay na itinuring na din na kapakipakinabang ang makakapagpabuti sa ating kalikasan, 'di ba?
Makata.
Yes,
And
talaga.
Shanika, how about you?
Well, I'll keep it simple lang. Time is running out and we better take action. It's now or never, guys.
Thank you for listening to Don't Touch My Berde, the podcast. Until next time, stay golden and stay green.